Hey, we're Saints. Father Chris here. Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream. Glad to have you beautiful people with us on this glorious start to the week. How do you reconcile with a jerk? It's a pretty tough question because we all find in our lives that we come across people, whether in our work world or, maybe out in the environment, in the world at large, sometimes with friends or family members, even perhaps a spouse or a parent or a child. And sometimes in those interactions and that estrangement or those fractured relationships, the other person is perceived by us as a jerk. And probably they may even perceive us as jerks to them. And so how do we find reconciliation there when we're really, kind of angry? The Lord is calling us, especially as warrior saints. You got to transcend that anger, right? Like it used to be don't murder. Now he's pulling it down to don't get angry. Listen to what Jesus says in the Sermon on the Mount. In chapter 5, we hear the following. You have heard that it was said to the men of old, you shall not kill. And whoever kills shall be liable to judgment. But I say to you, that everyone who is angry with his brother shall be liable to judgment. Whoever insults his brother shall be liable to the council, and whoever says you fool shall be liable to the hell of fire. Pretty tough words, right? Like, he's up in the game. He's leveling up, just to say, right? Jesus is saying, don't be like men of old. Of course, don't kill people. That should be, just self-evident. We should know that. I'm asking you, says Jesus, to go even higher and don't find yourself consumed by anger. And if you are angry with people, you got to get over yourself and figure that out, right? Now, I may have said this to you before. There was a person that I was very close with. We worked together a lot. One thing led to another, and I had to remove that person because of some of the behaviors, actions from a specific thing, and it blew up. It was like all hell broke loose, and it was just, it was really the end of the relationship, basically, because, the person, got mad, and we haven't talked in, years, right? I was thinking to myself, all right, look, I made the right decision. It was the one that I had to make. I really had no choice. But it hurt the person. And that person was angry. And you know what? I need to go and remedy that. So I was ready to call the person. But then something happened. I'm realizing that if I go and apologize for a decision that was necessitated that I had to make, but apologize in any way for hurting them or making them angry, that it was going to be an opportunity for them to say, see, you're the one who's the jerk. You're wrong. I was right. I'm gloating over you. I'm going to tell everyone, right? There's that battle. You may have had that internally where I need to reconcile, but I don't want the other person to think that they won. Right? Have you ever experienced that? I know that I sure did the other day. Now, I'm going to talk about tomorrow whether I did it or not, and if I was successful or not. But suffice it to say for us that we as warrior saints are going to confront that feeling of, I don't want them to win, which will try and tempt us to stray away from reconciliation. This is not new, it is not uncommon, and it's certainly not a very easy thing to be crucifixional in, which is why we have created a brand new lesson. It's legit, a brand new lesson at warriorsaints.org about this very thing. We called it How to Reconcile with a Jerk, right? When you're angry with someone, knowing that the Lord has called us to remove anger and get over that, how do we do that? How do we find reconciliation? And how do we conquer the ego that says, I don't want them to win? To answer that question, you've got to do 3 quick things. Visit this website, warriorsaints.org. Number 2, subscribe to The Way of the Warrior Saint. Once you subscribe, then watch the video that is called How to Reconcile with a Jerk. It's pretty simple, right? And I'm telling you, it was some good work, right? Greg did a great job editing. He made my chaos, palatable, but it became a good line, a great line, if I can say it. Forgive me for sounding arrogant, but it became a great line, and I found it even for myself to be very helpful. Visit warriorsaints.org, subscribe to The Way of the Warrior Saint, watch the video, change your life. Love you, beautiful people. We'll be back tomorrow to see what I did, how I did it, did I win, did I lose, and what was the outcome of reconciliation. As always, keep walking in the way of the Warrior Saint.